Okay, so get this. President Trump just dropped this massive plan
Yeah.
called Stargate,
So,
$500 billion
yeah.
to basically make America like the 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 AI superpower
Yeah, the undisputed AI king.
by 2050.
By 2050, that's the goal.
So we've got like 8 articles here.
Look.
And they cover everything from like the actual tech behind it to like how it could like totally shake up the economy
Reshape the world, yeah.
and the global power struggle it's going to cause.
Oh, yeah, front and center in that.
And of course like what it all means for, you know.
For us humans.
Yeah, exactly.
The big questions.
Right. So let's dig into this thing.
Let's do it.
All right. So first up, like what is this Stargate thing all about?
Well, it's all about timing, really. You know, this didn't just come out of nowhere.
Right.
It's a direct response to China.
China, yeah.
And their big push into AI, I mean, they're already sitting on something like 30% of all the global AI patents.
30%. Right.
Yeah, and the U.S. wants to leapfrog them.
Okay.
You know, they're at 45% now, but they want to hit like 70%.
Wow.
It's not just about building cool tech. It's about who controls the future.
Yeah, the articles definitely make it seem like a global AI arms race
Oh, absolutely.
with Stargate as like America's big weapon.
Yeah.
So Article 1 kind of lays out the grand vision, right? They want to like completely transform the U.S. economy with AI.
Right. It's not just an upgrade. It's like a total system reboot.
Exactly.
So they're planning to build these 12 mega data centers.
I read about these.
Yeah, they're going to be massive. Each one like the size of 3 football fields.
Wow.
Spread all across the U.S., forming this interconnected network with insane processing power.
So how much are we talking here?
Like 10 quintillion operations per second.
That's
It's hard to even imagine a million times faster than the best supercomputers we have right now.
so that's like the engine.
Yeah, the powerhouse behind everything, the breakthroughs, the economic dominance.
Okay. And the articles throw out some pretty big numbers, right?
Oh, yeah, huge. 100,000 direct jobs.
Wow.
Another 250,000 indirect jobs, and maybe even a 5% boost to the GDP by 2030.
That's a lot of jobs.
A lot of jobs, a lot of change.
So how does this translate to the real world?
Well, Article 3 gets into the specifics.
Okay.
They talk about AI-powered farms in Texas boosting crop yields by 20%.
20%.
Yeah, while cutting costs at the same time.
Oh, wow.
And hospitals in Boston using Stargate tools to see a 15% improvement in patient outcomes.
Okay, so this isn't just like
It's not just hype.
some futuristic fantasy.
It's about real improvements.
Right.
Efficiency, effectiveness.
Across a bunch of different industries.
Exactly.
Now, this is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
The global power dynamics.
Right.
Stargate isn't just happening in a vacuum.
It's a big power move.
It's a major chess move.
Absolutely.
On the world stage.
It's a response to China
China. Yeah.
and their AI ambitions that the U.S. wants to stay on top.
To keep their influence.
Yeah, technological and global influence.
Yeah. But what's interesting is that SoftBank's involved.
Oh, yeah, the Japanese firm.
They're pouring billions from their vision fund into this.
Yeah, and they're really pushing international collaboration.
So is this just a U.S. play, or is it,
Or is it the start of something bigger?
yeah, like an alliance against China?
A global alliance? That's a good question.
Yeah, it's a really complicated situation.
It is.
So speaking of partnerships, Article 4 talks about the big players involved.
Right, the dream team.
OpenAI.
OpenAI for the AI models.
Okay.
The brains of the operation.
Oracle.
Oracle for the cloud infrastructure and data management.
Right.
Like the nervous system, the circulatory system.
And of course, SoftBank.
SoftBank with the money.
The money, yeah.
They're bankrolling this whole thing.
It's a pretty powerful combination.
Yeah, it's not just about building tech, it's about building a whole ecosystem.
Okay, so we've got the vision,
Yeah,
the players, the global chess game.
right.
But what about the actual tech?
The nuts and bolts.
The nuts and bolts Article 2 takes us under the hood,
Okay,
and it's pretty mind-blowing.
it is.
So these data centers,
Yeah.
they're not just about raw power.
No, they're designed with sustainability in mind.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, the article talks about energy-efficient cooling systems
Okay.
and a goal of 70% renewable energy by 2027.
Wow.
They're partnering with Tesla for solar panels.
Oh, wow.
And they're even using AI to manage the power grid.
So it's like
Smart infrastructure.
it's like a smart data center.
Yeah, exactly.
So they're not just building a tech marvel.
No.
They're trying to do it responsibly.
Yeah, they know how much energy this will take.
Right.
And they're trying to minimize the environmental impact.
Okay, so we've got these mega data centers
Yeah.
humming with AI.
Pushing the limits.
Pushing the limits of what's possible.
This is where things get sci-fi.
This is where it gets really exciting.
It does feel like we're stepping into the future.
Yeah, Article 5 talks about some potential applications that sound...
like straight out of a movie.
Oh, yeah, straight out of a movie.
AI speeding up drug discovery, like cutting research time in half.
Oh, wow.
Collaborating with SpaceX to put AI in space exploration.
Space exploration.
Maybe even a Mars colony someday.
Wow.
And they're developing AI models to predict and manage natural disasters.
Okay, so we're talking about like
fighting climate change with AI.
this is some serious
It's mind-blowing.
mind-blowing stuff.
It is.
But before we get too carried away
Right.
with all this amazing potential,
We had to talk about the downsides.
there's the elephant in the room,
Yeah.
the ethical concerns,
The ethical questions.
this power, the potential.
Yeah,
It comes with some baggage.
it does.
Right.
And Article 6 digs into that.
Okay.
All those ethical dilemmas.
So for example,
Okay.
genomic data in healthcare.
Right.
Imagine the possibilities,
Personalized medicine.
but also the risks.
Huge risks.
If that data falls into the wrong hands.
Exactly. Misuse is a real concern.
And then there's algorithmic bias.
Yeah.
What if these AI systems
Right.
are trained on biased data?
Perpetuating inequality.
Discrimination in hiring loans.
That's a big worry.
Okay, so we've got
A lot to think about.
the vision, the tech,
The global power play
the amazing potential.
and the ethical concerns.
You've only just scratched the surface.
We have a lot more to unpack.
All right. But before we go any further,
Yeah.
let's take a moment to process all of this.
It's a good idea.
And when we come back, we'll delve deeper into the potential impacts of Stargate
Okay.
and explore what you, the listener, can do to
Right.
navigate this brave new world of AI.
Important stuff.
Stay tuned.
All right, so we're back.
Back in the thick of it.
And before we took a little break,
Yeah.
we were talking about the incredible potential of Stargate,
The ups and downs.
the good and the bad.
Yeah.
Now let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about how this whole thing might actually impact our lives.
Like real world impact.
Real world, yeah, our jobs, our
Well-
planet.
Right. It's easy to get caught up in the sci-fi stuff.
Oh yeah, the spaceships and Mars colonies.
Yeah, exactly. But the real impact.
The one we'll feel first
Yeah.
is probably going to be on jobs.
Jobs. Yeah, Article 3 kind of paints a picture of a workforce in chaos.
Yeah, massive transformation.
On the one hand, you've got all these new jobs being created.
Right, thousands of them.
AI engineers, data scientists, cybersecurity experts.
Yeah, high-tech, high-paying jobs.
But on the other hand,
Automation.
automation.
AI taking over jobs that humans used to do.
Millions of jobs, potentially.
In manufacturing, transportation, even customer service.
So it's a double-edged sword.
Classic double-edged sword.
Right, you've got the surge in high-tech jobs, but what about the people whose skills are no longer needed?
Yeah, what happens to them?
What kind of safety net is there?
That's the million-dollar question.
Yeah.
And honestly, the articles don't really have a good answer.
Okay.
They talk about retraining programs
Right.
and education initiatives to help people adapt.
But is that enough? It's hard to say.
Yeah, it's a challenge for sure.
Huge challenge.
And it's not just up to policymakers and industry leaders.
No, we all have a role to play.
Right. We need to be engaged in this conversation.
Absolutely. We can't just sit back and hope for the best.
Okay, so let's talk about another big impact,
Okay.
the environment.
Right. These data centers are going to need a ton of energy.
Yeah, each one using as much power as like 10,000 homes.
And we're talking 12 of them.
That's a huge carbon footprint.
It is a big concern.
But the articles do mention Stargate's commitment to sustainability.
Okay.
They're aiming for 70% renewable energy by 2027.
That's ambitious.
Solar panels, wind power, even geothermal.
So they're not just ignoring the problem.
No, they're trying to balance this hunger for computing power
Yeah.
with a sense of responsibility towards the planet.
It's a tightrope walk, for sure.
It'll be interesting to see how they actually pull it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about the economic impact and the environmental impact.
But what about the social
The
implications?
human side of things.
Yeah. How will Stargate change our daily lives?
How we interact with each other.
Our sense of self.
Article 10 goes deep on this.
Okay.
Imagine a world where AI is everywhere.
Okay.
Personal assistants that know what you want before you even ask.
Right.
Smart homes that cater to your every whim.
Like a personalized world,
Super convenient, super efficient.
but maybe also super controlled.
Yeah, that's the other side of the coin.
What happens to privacy
Big question.
when AI is constantly collecting data on us?
Our habits, our preferences.
Our movements. The articles do talk about data privacy regulations.
Right.
But it's a tough issue.
It is.
Balancing personalization with privacy.
It's a trade-off.
And it's not just about privacy.
What else?
What about social isolation?
Oh, yeah.
If we're all interacting with AI more than each other,
Instead of real people.
what happens to our communities?
Our human connections.
Right. The articles don't have easy answers for this either.
No, they don't. But they do stress the importance of thoughtful design.
Okay.
AI that complements human interaction.
Not replaces it.
Exactly.
So it's a challenge for everyone involved.
Developers, policymakers,
And us as individuals.
to figure out how to use AI without losing our humanity.
That's a good point.
It's a crucial point.
Okay, so amidst all these potential disruptions and challenges,
Yeah.
let's not forget the amazing potential benefits of Stargate. Right? The good stuff.
Article 5 paints a picture of breakthroughs that could revolutionize everything.
Medicine, climate change, space exploration.
It's a very optimistic vision.
A hopeful vision.
AI helping us cure diseases.
Predicting and preventing natural disasters.
Designing sustainable cities.
It's a powerful vision.
It's like we're on the cusp of a new era
an AI-powered era.
where technology can help us solve some of humanity's biggest problems.
If we use it wisely,
That's the key, right?
responsible development, ethical development,
AI for good.
that's what matters. And that brings us back to those ethical considerations.
The ones we talked about earlier.
Yeah, Article 6 really dives deep into these dilemmas.
Data privacy, algorithmic bias, autonomous weapons.
We need to be thinking about these things now,
Before it's too late.
before AI gets out of control.
Exactly.
Like the article talks about AI being used in weapons systems,
Autonomous weapons.
machines making life or death decisions.
Without any human intervention.
It sounds like science fiction.
It does, but it's becoming more and more realistic.
It's a scary thought.
It is a stark reminder that AI is a tool.
A powerful tool.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad.
Right. It's up to us to set the rules,
The guidelines, the safeguards,
to make sure AI serves humanity.
not the other way around.
Okay, so let's zoom out for a second
Okay,
and think about the global implications of Stargate.
the bigger picture.
Because this isn't just an American story.
No, it's going to affect the whole world.
Article 7 gets into the geopolitical side of things.
The global power struggle.
Right. And remember, this whole initiative is designed to challenge China.
Their dominance in AI.
So we're talking about a tech arms race
U.S. versus China.
for control of the most powerful technology of the century.
The stakes are incredibly high.
Global economic dominance, military superiority.
Even the balance of power could shift.
The articles talk about increased tensions between the U.S. and China,
A new Cold War.
but fought with algorithms and data instead of nukes.
It's a chilling thought.
Yeah, it's something to be very mindful of.
As we enter this new technological era.
And then there's the impact on other countries.
Right.
Will Stargate divide the world?
Force countries to choose sides.
Or could it lead to more collaboration and cooperation?
A more equitable distribution of AI's benefits.
That's a big question mark.
A question that will shape the future.
Speaking of the future, Article 8 takes us on a journey.
A journey into the future.
To 2050.
With predictions about what Stargate might achieve.
Okay, so what are we talking about?
A world where AI is deeply integrated into every aspect of our lives.
Everything.
Smart cities that manage traffic energy consumption, public safety.
Wow.
AI-powered healthcare systems that predict and prevent diseases.
It sounds amazing.
It's a utopian vision in some ways.
A future where AI solves all our problems.
But the article also acknowledges the potential risks.
The downsides?
Increased inequality, mass unemployment, AI becoming too powerful.
So it's a mixed bag.
Promise and peril.
Exhilarating and terrifying.
Yeah, it's a future full of uncertainty.
And it's a future that's being shaped right now.
By the decisions we make today.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground.
A lot of ground.
The tech, the global power play, the potential impacts.
The ethical dilemmas.
But there's one crucial question we haven't answered yet.
The most important question.
What does all of this mean for you?
The listener.
That's where we'll pick up when we come back for the final part of our deep dive.
Oh,
We'll explore how you can stay informed
get involved.
and help shape the future of AI.
Don't go anywhere.
Okay, so we're back, and we've spent the last 2 parts of this deep dive really unpacking Stargate.
This massive AI initiative.
And it's given us a lot to think about.
A lot to process.
But now it's time to bring it back down to Earth.
Tack to reality.
To you, the listener.
You got it.
Because this isn't just some abstract concept.
It's a far-off tech thing.
This is going to impact all of us.
In ways we probably can't even imagine.
So what can you do to prepare for this?
This brave new world of AI.
Well, first things first, stay informed.
Yeah, don't just skim the headline.
Right. Don't just get your info from social media.
Dig deeper.
Read those in-depth articles.
Follow the experts.
The people who are really asking the tough questions.
Right. Knowledge is power.
Especially when it comes to something as transformative as AI.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And don't just accept everything you read.
Yes.
Question those assumptions.
Critically.
Consider the source.
The agenda.
The biases.
Right. Article 9 really stresses the importance of public discourse.
Open and honest conversations.
About AI and its implications.
This isn't just for techies and politicians.
This is a societal issue.
That affects everyone.
So get involved in those conversations.
Talk to your friends, your family, your colleagues.
Share your concerns, your hopes, your ideas.
The more we talk about AI,
The more we understand it.
the better prepared we'll be to shape its future.
And it's not just about understanding the tech itself.
Right.
It's about understanding its impact on our values,
Our ethics.
our very definition of what it means to be human.
Yeah, Article 10 really pushes us to think deeply about the kind of future we want.
With AI.
Do we want AI to elevate humanity?
Help us solve our problems.
Or do we want to become subservient to our own creations?
That's a big question.
A fundamental question.
It's a choice we have to make.
Together. It's like that saying.
Which one?
With great power comes great responsibility.
Oh, yeah, that one.
AI has incredible potential.
But we have to use it wisely.
Ethically.
For the benefit of all humankind. So what are some concrete steps people can take?
Well, you can support organizations advocating for responsible AI.
Oh.
Stay informed about legislation and regulations.
Right.
Think about how AI is being used in your own life.
In your work.
Make conscious choices about the products and services you use.
The data you share.
The companies you support.
This might sound like a lot.
It can feel overwhelming.
But remember, you don't have to be a tech expert to make a difference.
Small actions can add up.
Talk to your elected officials.
Vote for policies that promote ethical AI.
Support businesses using AI responsibly.
Educate yourself.
Share that knowledge with others.
Every little bit helps.
And don't underestimate the power of your voice.
Your choices.
Your actions.
The future of AI is not set in stone.
It's being shaped right now.
By us.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Stargate,
Yeah.
we want to leave you with this final thought.
Okay.
The future isn't something that just happens to us.
We create it.
Through our choices, our actions.
Our collective will.
Stay curious, stay informed, stay engaged.
Let's build a future where AI empowers humanity.
Not the other way around.
Well said. Thanks for joining us on this journey.
The conversation doesn't end here.
Keep exploring, keep questioning, keep pushing for a better future.
Until next time.